Ciao everyone! Welcome to another Instagram City Life tour. Today we are going to the port city of Genoa. Genoa is the capital of Liguria. It's on the west coast of Italy, and it's actually one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. We're going to be toured around by Enrica from a small kitchen in Genoa. Enrica is a Ligurian home cook. She runs cooking classes, she has an amazing blog, and she's even coming out with a cookbook in 2022. So I couldn't think of anyone better to show us around than Enrica herself. So I'm going to add her into the live. Thanks everyone who's joining. Nice to see you all. So just bear with me as I add her in and we can get started. Enrica, okay. Enrica. So I'm very excited. I haven't been to Genoa myself, and on my list, here we
Hello!
are. Ciao!
Ciao! Ciao, buongiorno, come stai?
Bene, bene, tu?
Bene, bene, grazie. Tutto a posto, tutto a posto.
Bene. I'm very excited for this. I think a lot of people are looking forward to it as well. So thank you so much for doing this tour for us.
You're welcome, you're welcome. This is one of my favorite things, so I will be very happy to share my city and a small tour of downtown and Genova. Yes.
Perfect.
We start our tour here in the port. I saw that I heard that you said that Genova is a big port city, so this is the best way to start.
Perfect.
We are in the port area. Here, this is the Aquarium, which is very well known all over Europe because this is one of the biggest aquarium in Europe, indeed. And there in the back, you can see this is the port area called Porto Antico. And this is these things you see is the Bigo, which is a Renzo Piano construction that he made for the Christopher Columbus 500 years.
Wow.
And here we look at Palm Springs because they planted palms, though they are not local at all. And so here we are in the port area, and we start our tour from here, I would say.
Perfect. And Enrica, you were born in Genoa. I know that you're definitely Ligurian.
Definitely Ligurian, born and bred in Genoa, studied in Genoa, live in Genova. So I've been abroad for a short period of time, but I would say that my home has always been Genova. Yes.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, there's no one better to show us around than you then. Perfect. Oh, amazing, amazing. Well, I think we can probably get started.
Yes, I have to. I will, if you're okay, I will turn the phone so you see what I'm look. And I also because I will not be very pleasant as I have to wear my mask. This is a mandatory now from today here in Genoa, in Italy, in Liguria, because we are like a yellow zone.
That's right.
So I will turn the camera. Let's see.
Perfect.
Okay, here we go. So I have my boy Giorgio, my son Giorgio. He's joining us today because he's going to be vaccinated later in the morning, and so he's with me. Okay, this is Port Antico. So actually, the sea. We cannot see the sea because there is a port. The sea is over there.
Yeah.
Okay. We cannot see the lighthouse because the lighthouse, which is famous indeed, is in the back there. And this is the aquarium, and this is all the port area. From here, we start walking. Just a second.
Amazing.
And, the tall street you see there with the bridge you see there is Sopra Elevata, which is a very useful street that goes along the city coast to connect the two borders of the two ends of the city, because Genova is a very straight city. It's long about 30 kilometers, and it is a large, 5 kilometers. So it's just a tongue of buildings. So it's very straight. Okay, the majestic building you see here, this is Palazzo San Giorgio. Palazzo San Giorgio, which has Saint George there. If you see with he's over the main door. We have San Giorgio killing the dragon.
Yeah.
San Giorgio is one of the patronus of our city, and San Giorgio, Palazzo San Giorgio was the seat of the first bank in Europe. So the Genoese were famous for making money because the Genoese were very skillful merchants, insurers, brokers, seafarers, and what they do, and they became extremely rich because they were very good at making money. Making anything but making money. And the first bank was constituted here in Genova, Banco San Giorgio, and they financed many kingdoms, and indeed the Banco San Giorgio financed the ship venture to discover America. So the Queen of Spain, who was the one who set up the venture to discover America, received the funds for the venture from the Banco di San Giorgio, who asked to have a Genoese mariner as at the head of the ship ventures, and it was Christopher Columbus.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's it. And here we are in Sotoripa. Sotoripa, which actually means under the quay, and this is a system of porticos that is indeed like the walls of the city in front of the sea, because we have to imagine that the sea arrived here. The port is something, of course, new, and here we had the quay and the sea coming, and then there was these systems of porticos, which were full of warehouses and for storing all the goods coming from. I show you from here because it is very, very nice.
Beautiful.
See, and here, and you can see that this system of porticos was built in the 1100, and still you have the stones you see there. They backdate 1100. This was the first public building, which was financed by public money. So, because Genova indeed was very, very rich from the 11th century until the 17th century. Indeed, Genova was as powerful as a state. Then there was a decrease in their powerfulness. I show you this wonderful shop window because this is a stamp shop, an old stamp shop. Genova is full of all the shops which have more than a century of history. Most of the time, yes, it's incredible. Belong from the same family, and this is really they are treasures for not only for our city, but I would say for all Europe, because they remain unchanged over the years. And
you've posted some of the most beautiful photos of some of those shops I've seen on your Instagram before, so I'm excited to see them. Yeah,
when I go to visit them, I decided to make lives because I want to share. Now we are in Plaza Banki. This was the seat of the first stock exchange, also because the stock exchange was born in Genova too. And this was in the medieval ages. People started exchanges, waybills, especially the traders and the mariners and the merchants coming here in Genova. They start exchanging bill of trades, bill of trades, and then from here the stock exchange commenced, and this was the first indoor stock exchange. Now it's a building, and then here we have San Pietro Church.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And San Pietro Church is nice because you see that there are shops below the main entrance.
Yes.
And this is something that the Genoese used to do. They build buildings, and then they want to recover the money invested in some way. So they build also shops or apartments to be sold in order to refinance the investment made. And this was for this church. They made shops below to be sold for the for making the church.
Wow.
And this church is famous because there used to be a flower market and an small animal markets, poultry markets on the stairs.
Wow, it's beautiful. They're very economical, the Genovese.
Definitely.
Wow.
The aim is to make money.
Yes.
But also to enjoy them, though.
Yes.
The way of enjoy this, in Genoa we had two categories of people. The extremely rich people, they were either nobles or merchants, and they were extremely healthy. And then there were the people serving them. So for a long period of time in Genoa, there was no middle class. There were just these two very different classes. And the high classes were extremely rich, and the richness can be seen from their palaces, which are extremely rich, more inside than outside, because this is something very Genoese, the understatement mood. So the Genoese don't want to show off too much. They tend to hide the richness inside their buildings and to keep things for their own instead of showing off. But you can see the richness of these palaces.
Look at it. Beautiful.
And indeed, here in Genova, we have a system, we have a collection of palaces which are considered a UNESCO patrimony because of their beauty. And they are called Palazzi De Uroli because they were palaces belonged by the richest families. And you can visit them, these palaces. Some of them are still private. Some belongs to banks who can afford the maintenance of these wonderful places. And you can visit them twice a year. In April and in October, they are open to the public, and you can visit them. And inside, they are amazing. Now, if I can, I will show you the entrance of one of these palaces.
Yes, please. I just wanted to mention that I've got someone watching, and she's in Australia, but her family are from Genoa, and she was saying this is beautiful because it brings back a lot of memories of her family's heritage, and she still has family who live there today.
Oh, okay.
So we
have some, how you say, compaesana. And here I show you one of the most beautiful food shops. This is a Pietro Romanengo. This is a confectionery shop. Look at the sign. This shop was recently refurbished. The sign is in marble. This backstage to the 1800. Now I just look inside for you. They sell candies and Candid Fruit. Look at here.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at it. And the frescoes on the ceiling as well. They're amazing. Oh, we've just lost you a little bit with the internet. Oh, here we are. We're back. Oh, it's a little bit funny inside the shop, I think, but we can...
Look at the wonderful things they prepare.
They here we go.
For processing sugar and for these. These are Candid Fruit. They can, and I also show you this window, and then we go away because it is packed of people, and we cannot stay here. Look at this.
Perfect.
So
I'm so glad we got to see.
This is one of the most beautiful shops in Italy. So look at here. Look at these boxes full of goods. They are fantastic. Ciao, grazie ragazzi, arrivederci. Okay, they know me because I used to do food tours here. So, okay, they are famous for Candid Fruit, and which were in the past one of the most exclusive dishes for the nobles, because they contain sugar. Of course, they are made of sugar, and sugar was an extremely expensive material. and so the people who can afford the sugar were the rich people, and the nobles, popes, kings. They used to end their banquets with candid fruit.
Wow.
And the Romanengo candid fruit were one of the most famous in Europe. Caterina de' Medici, the queen, which became then the Queen of France, and she comes from Florence. She indeed loved candid fruit, and she's the one who brought candid fruit to the Versailles.
Wow, really?
Yes, and she taught to eat this fruit. Now we are in Piazza Sozzilli. This is very typical of Genova. This is supposed to be a square, though it is not a square at all, because it's just a street slightly bigger than the others. And now I'm taking you to Viademachali. Something very typical of Genova are these facades in stripes, black and white. They are made in slaughter and marble. And the nobles who serve the cities or the religious buildings, such as our cathedral, were allowed to have the facade in stripes, black and white. So these are the most important buildings. And here we are in Viademachali. This was the street of the butchers. And indeed, we still have some, I'll show you, some butchers like this, with wonderful ancient marble stalks like this. And you can see here, we have a sage and a knife carved in the marble, because this was the symbol, of course, of the butcher. And this was a very ancient butcher. You can see the floor.
Amazing, Enrica. Wow.
And now this is still the street of the food shop, of the food shopping. So people who lives in the city center comes here to buy some delicacies. And I will bring you in, we will take a piece of focaccia.
Definitely, we have to.
One of my favorite focaccia shop. But before that, I show you also this shop. This is La Bottega dello Stoccafisso. They sell stockfish and cod, salted cod. Both of them, this is salted cod and this is stockfish. One is in salt and the other is dried. You can see them, the dry one hang there. And this is very traditional of Genova, cod and stockfish, because the Genoese traders used to bring it from the north of Europe, stock it in Genova, and then also to trade it all over the Mediterranean. So this is a food very common in our cuisine. Okay, look at these narrow alleys. How tall are our buildings?
My God, they're so tall.
They almost seems to touch at the
sky.
At the top. They are obviously, all of them are without elevator. And they were considered skyscrapers in the medieval ages, because these were back dates 1500, 1600, and for that period of time, they were extremely high buildings. So people arriving here feel Genova as some of us feel New York. So with these huge high buildings, incredible.
Amazing. Wow.
Now we walk ahead.
I wanted to ask you, Enrica, just on when you were showing us the stockfish, is it prepared the same way they do in Venice, or it's completely different in Genoa?
No, we do it stewed.
Stewed?
Stewed with potatoes or with beans. Here we have a very nice deli, which was an old deli, and then they open a new shop. But here it is nice because you can see. Well, this is minestrone. This one is cima genovese, which is a stuffed veal belly, stuffed with eggs and ham and peas. Then we have polpettone. This is capomagro, though it is made just for the deli, so it is made with in a certain way that you can sell it in pieces. And then we go ahead. Here in Viademachali.
There's some beautiful shops.
Okay, and my focaccia shop is closed. It was supposed to
Oh,
be here. Oh, damn. But era qua. Sì, vabbè.
Mondays.
Bad day.
Oh, doesn't matter.
But I have the chicken shop, which is a really treasure. This is a polleria, antica polleria.
Ooh.
They sell poultry.
Yes.
And we have any kind of poultry here. But what is amazing in this place is the inside, of course, because I'll show you from the other side. Oh, they are refurbishing my focaccia shop. This is why it is closed. Look at how
Makes
amazing
sense.
it is. Look at the marble counter
Wow.
and the inside. And they also keep sellers there. So if you want to buy some chicken, this is the way to go.
Definitely. My God, that looks fantastic.
Then here we have a coffee shop. They used to be one of the few coffee shops remain open in Genoa. And this is their ancient sign, which is made in mosaic.
Wow.
Torrefazione means coffee grounding.
Yes.
Mocha and Ededa were the places where coffee come from. And you see, this is all made in small stone, and this is very ancient sign.
That is incredibly beautiful.
And this is one of the few coffee shops which remain open during the fascism when Mussolini declared the autarky, so that the Italian should consume just Italian food. And of course, coffee was not Italian and was not produced in Italy. And but he made an exception for the army, so the army could be supplied with coffee. And now we are look at this wonderful building and this wonderful facade. Well, this is the area. This is not the front facade of this building. This is just the area to say that the biggest and the most famous building in Genoa are indeed extremely rich. This is just the back. And now we go straight up in this narrow alley, and I'm taking you to Via Garibaldi.
Via Garibaldi.
Also known as Strada Nuova. It was named for Strada Nuova when it was inaugurated at the end of the 1500s. This is one of the main Genoa streets. Sorry, because I'm walking uphill.
You're fine.
I'm talking with the mask, so
terrible.
it's somehow tough. But I'm doing that, and you cannot see, but I'm walking uphill. This is where we come from. This is the back. Okay. Strada Nuova is one of the most famous street of the town, because this is the street where all the nobles' buildings are located. This street is amazing because it was built in just 15 years.
15?
All marbles, stuccos, frescoes included. And the nobles decided to move themselves uphill and to build this street. I show you the entrance of these buildings. Because they want to have their own street just for them. And they build their palaces as if they were, now I'll show you another entrance, as if they were country villas.
Wow, that is incredible. And this is a villa. People live in here.
It looks like people live here. Families live here. Now they are they were conceived as country villas, though they are all close together in town, and many of them have a cloister inside or a big garden in the back. This is one of my favorite, Palazzolo Melino. Look at the elegance of the buildings and of the stuccos.
So opulent. Wow.
And I show you the entrance of this palace, which is free. And there are still people from the family living here.
Wow.
And we get inside. Ready? Let's go up.
Oh my God. Incredible.
This is the ceiling.
Wow.
There we go. Like a dream, like being in a dreamful box.
It is.
If we walk ahead. Then here there is the museum. We have this, vado un attimo avanti, torno indietro, grazie. We have this one with this fountain. You cannot probably see that this is a fountain. Okay. And there on top, there is there, over there, there is a garden, a huge garden looking like Versailles. So
Oh my goodness.
a small Versailles garden inside the city center, which is private, and people can look at and watch it just during the holidays. How amazing it is!
Wow. So it's a private garden, but you can visit
you can see that just twice a year. You can get inside and visit it. And during the spring opening, there is also wisteria. So there are these tunnels of wisteria where you can get in. It's amazing.
Oh, I love wisteria. Okay. Very Italian.
No, I want to show you, if we still have time after this Peels of Genova, I want to show you one of my favorite pastry shop after or even before Romanengo, which is, well, it is different because Romanengo is the one we visited before. He's famous for processing sugar and making Candid Fruit. The one we are going to visit now is indeed a pastry shop. So they are famous for their pastries, their tartelette, and they are as old as Romanengo, so they date the end of the 1800s, and they prepare their dishes exactly as in the last century. So they have the very same sweets with the very same recipe, and the Genoese used to buy them for Christmas occasions and for special events. Okay, I can show you also this entrance. This is the commerce, the seats of the, how do you say that? Well, don't know how to say it. Look at here.
Beautiful.
Fresco. Wow. This is just the entrance. Now,
my God, you can't even imagine inside what some of those.
You can't imagine how it is inside. And so the pastry shop, which I want to visit, is the pastry shop for the rich people, because it is located here. It is here.
Wow.
Pasticceria. It is. Is a wonderful,
beautiful
place. And we get in.
Yay! So gorgeous.
We have a look inside because this remain unchanged over the centuries, and you can see the marble floors, all the wood boiserie.
Oh, wow! It is stunning. All the candies.
Look at here. Well, there is nobody here, so we can have a look. Ciao Marco, faccio un tour virtuale in Australia.
Sì.
These that you see here, they are pandolci. They are our traditional Christmas cake, and this place is famous all over the world for their pandolci. You can have the recipe also on Saveur, and these are the amazing sweets that they prepare with the same. These are my favorites. They are ave rosa. Wow, they are shortbread. They are marzipan outside and an hazelnut sponge inside. Fantastic. Then they are baci di dama.
Oh my God, yum.
And then of course we have a range of truffles and chocolates of every kind. And then we have two different pandolci. This is the one we saw before, which is long raising process. It is pandolce alto. And this is pandolce basso, also called pandolce antica Genova. So both of them are very traditional, and they used to pack them in blue paper. And this is something very common for all the Genoese pastry shops. Because the blue paper was the paper that used to wrap sugar. So our pastry shop, they have the, wow, I'll show you this. These are their Candid Fruit.
Oh, look at them.
And this is the chestnuts, candied chestnuts.
Oh, I love them.
And they kind of. This is so sparkling and bright. So good. And also they make mustard. You see, mostarda. How you call that?
Mostarda. It's sort of like, yeah, mostarda. Is that right? You call it?
Mostarda, yes.
Yeah. Oh, look at that coffee pot too.
Look at the ceilings. Tour of the ceilings and the frescoes and of the old malls. That's there. Okay, I think this is a very dreamy place.
It is very dreamy. Oh my God.
We say bye and we go ahead. Ciao Marco, grazie. Ciao.
Grazie. Wow, that is an amazing shop, Enrica.
This is. And so, and then I take you we can finish our small tours of Genova here in Piazza Fontane Marose.
See?
This always. So this is Genova is made like this with this incredible buildings. So nothing to envy to Paris or Venice or well, okay, of course we don't have gondolas and the sea, but so we have really many things to see. And now I change the work so I watch you. Okay, we have so many things to see and to visit and to taste. I'm sorry that we couldn't buy some focaccia, but there are
next time
because I'm thinking about other focaccia shop in here close by, but I can't remember any. So
that's fine.
More time than the one we have.
Yeah, that was amazing, and you've really, I mean, I've had Genoa on my list to visit, but you've really inspired me, and I think a few people to come. There was a few comments when you were walking, I don't know if you saw, but some people were saying that they were in Genoa in the summertime, and now hearing you, talk about the history and explain the streets, they feel like, wow, like they didn't know about that, and they're really impressed now that they know the information. So
and indeed, what I suggest when you visit Genova, since people usually underestimate the city, is to make fix at least a half a day tour with a guide. Yeah. Because there are so many. There's really so many things to see and to notice, even just looking up, that by yourself, you will not be able to appreciate 100% this city, which is still uncovered. So, but if you do the tour with a guide, which by the way is not that expensive, you will maybe even a couple of hours, but you will really discover the main things you have to know, and then you can go around and check them by yourself and visit Genova the rest of the time by yourself. But first, we say in Italia, infarinata, una prima infarinata with a guide is something really advisable.
Yeah, definitely. Do you offer walking tours as well, Enrica?
Thank you for asking. I offer food tours. I'm not a tourist guy, so I'm not specialized in art and this stuff. But I'm specialized in food and in Genoese food. So if you want to take a food tour with me, I will bring you in many other places above the two we visit today, and we taste, of course, our street food, focaccia, and so forth. And I also give cooking classes at home in my home kitchen for very small groups, very private and exclusive classes. And we shop at the market, and then we cook together in my house, and we eat together in the terrace facing Genova. So that's a nice way to spend your lunchtime in the city.
Would love to do one. And one more question. I saw that you've got a cookbook coming out next year as well. Is that right?
I'm working on my Ligurian Cookbook. Yes. It will be in Italian and in English, so it will be bilingual, which is very useful for me and for my for my work. Yes, there will be Ligurian 100% recipes, traditional, as the one I want to keep on and survive. And there will be many, many pictures as well of food and of Genova and of Liguria, because this will be a food and travel book. And so I'm very proud of this project, which is taking me so much extra time, and I hope I will close the project soon.
Brava, that's amazing. One more question. Besides Genoa, because I know people, perhaps when they come to Liguria, maybe they just go to the Cinque Terre, which is beautiful, but there's a lot more to see in Liguria besides the Cinque Terre.
Definitely, there is much more to see. Close to Genova, you can visit, well, of course, Portofino and Santa Margherita. But if you want to be stuck in the crowd of Portofino, which is very, very touristic, we have also Camogli, which is very nice. And if you spend time in Genova, we have a nice neighborhood called Boccadasse, which is a small fisherman village inside the city. So it is 3 kilometers far from the city center, and it looks like Cinque Terre, though you are not in Cinque Terre. So this is a way of enjoying the city. And then also there is Sestri Levante, which is very, very nice, with its silence bay, La Baia del Silenzio. So there is much beyond the Cinque Terre in Liguria, and the nice thing, and also the hinterland. So the nice thing of this region is that it is still uncovered. So out of the touristic path, it is very authentic, still authentic, especially the inland part, the woody inland of our region. So if you want to make a nice Italian exclusive experience, not for the let's say really from the cultural point of view, Liguria is a very good choice.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you for inviting me.
My pleasure. And perhaps we'll have to do another one somewhere else in Liguria one day next year. We'll see.
Sure. When I'm on the west side of Liguria, where I have a house in Cervo, Ligure, I can let you have a tour of Cervo, which is a nice fisherman village old fisherman village on the coast. And we can have a small, quick tour there.
Perfect. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much. Buon Natale.
Grazie, buon Natale a te. Giorgio Sedi, ciao.
Buon Natale. Ciao. Thank you again. Have a lovely afternoon.
Ciao. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao. Bye, Enrica. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.